When does a settlement stop surviving and instead begin to flourish? In Songs of Syx, securing one's food and housing is but the first step in a long journey. Once your people are fed, sheltered, and growing, the real problems begin to emerge. Comfort, crime, loyalty, and power. Last time we took our early steps towards a stabilized human colony. We had food, workers, and the beginnings of industry to scrape by. But today we advance. More than just surviving, we're pushing into the good life. Ample furniture, plenteous pottery, and the start of economic trade. Exports to wealth, converting newfound excess into a settlement's wage. Imports bring in what we can't produce ourselves, but with growth comes unrest. Crime rises, law collapses, and suddenly the question isn't can we feed everyone, but how far are we willing to go to keep order? Will we rise beneath the crown or cower in the shadow of fate? So one of the easiest things that we can do to start is to activate the rest of these carpenters that we had planned out. So we will get these built. We'll just leave those to kind of work on themselves. We've got a good supply of wood. I mean, it's not huge. It's just that we don't have very much in our warehouse. They do have an amount, 182 left on here. So what we could do is we could come in here to the warehouse and we could increase the amount of wood that we're stockpiling. We've got plenty of crates to spare. We're only using 35 out of 79. So let's go ahead and hold up to 1.2k wood. Have a good little bit of storage here. We can actually come and see how much is being used. We're consuming, if you click on any of your carpenters and look over here in like the group, you can see that we're consuming 2.3 thousand wood per year. Now that will probably tick up as soon as these carpenters are added and become active. And this is producing, oh yeah, this got a production of 4.25. Okay, so we should definitely be able to outpace the carpenters that we've got going, so that's fine. And so with the carpenters, we'll be generating more furniture. I would also like to get pottery, because if you come into your citizens here and come and look at their access to goods, you can see the furniture, or the furnishings that they have. Wood, furniture, fabric, pottery, and jewelry are the 5 goods or the 5 furnishings that humans enjoy. So we're already giving them a good amount of wood. As this goes up and we're stockpiling more of it, I think we can allow them to take more wood. Like we said, our woodcutters are producing in excess. Then we'll give them more furniture. Pottery, I think, is going to be the other easy thing. So we've got a lot of extra people. Let's bring that up to 65 people to employ there. And that's going to be producing 800 clay. Now again, checking with our laboratories are using 572 clay. In fact, I don't think that this one is on. Okay, we turn that one on. It may change because I think the clay was off on that one, so that number may increase. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on that, but I would like to duplicate this potter. So we will take our duplication tool and just print out, let's go with 4. Okay, and I was noticing that there's still a lot of grain on the field and we're already into winter, so I think that this might deteriorate outside. I would like to build a hauling station, and I think the hauling station, we can deprioritize it so the grain goes from the hauling station to the warehouse instead. The warehouse will be prioritized. But I think if we add a hauling station somewhere here into this field, then that'll help to pull all the grain off of the field and into one place. Okay, and then we're going to set this to haul grain. There it is. And we're going to put this onto auto employ, so the game will just automatically adjust with how many haulers it needs. So hopefully that'll scale that as there's grain to haul, it'll employ more people. Okay, let's add some road in front of these shops here. And I'm going to max out the clay pit here just so we can see what that gets to. Now, I do want to accept more humans into our civilization here. Right now we have 19 homeless people, and it's not because we don't have houses. We've got 80 homes available. So you can come up to these filters and choose homeless and see where the homeless are at. Yeah, and so the homeless people, it's going to be on the very fringe. So this is just people that are choosing to be homeless. Despite there being homes, they're choosing to be homeless because their job is so far away. So I don't think it's a big issue having a couple of homeless people there. I would like to add some extra food just so that we keep things scaling as we bring population in. I'd like to increase our fisheries, and we've got a lot of coastline because of this island. So we just remove the fishery portion there so that we can draw a road. And now that it's back, we can actually redraw the fishery, and the fishery can go across the land again. Uh-oh, an eclipse has arrived, plunging Syx into total darkness for a while. Your populace is wondering if this is the final darkness the Sumerians spoke of. Your subjects fervently try to pray the problem away, or failing that, will drink themselves into a stupor. Your mourning is increased, thirst is increased, piety is increased. Not so good. Look to the prince who sits to the side, his gaze absent in deep reflection, as the princes around him are beating their chests and babbling like panicked Denori birds. For in his mind lay the future and hope of man. Oh, thank goodness, the sun has reemerged. The reappearance of the sun was greeted with cheers and tears of gratitude, but this unusual event has made your subjects thoughtful. Their mundane worries seem much more insignificant after this brush with the divine. Increases the loyalty of our citizens. Fantastic, that'll top off our loyalty there. And so we will finish out with getting these fisheries built. There we go, done, done, done. Okay, so that'll increase the fish that we bring in. Meanwhile, our clay has spiked to 1.3k. Our labs are using 0.9k. And all our pottery shops are using just over 200, so we're about at 1100k. So yeah, we've got a little bit of room. And we're producing 218 pottery. You can see it's already starting to fill up here. So we're going to go into access. We're going to allow our citizens to have pottery. Let's just allow them one for now, and we'll sit at that. Also, I'm going to give them furniture because our furniture is maxed out. Now, once we start getting an excess of these goods, we'll want to be able to convert them into cash. So we're going to start set up some trading depots now. Okay, and I decided I'm going to build our trading depots over here on the southwest side. Let's build a couple of import depots. That way we can get in goods that we need. And then we'll also buy a set of export depots so that we can ship goods. Okay, so for this export depot, we are going to export furniture. So the way this slider works, you see it says export workers will only priority fetch when at least 90% of our warehouse crates are filled, at least 504 items. So this means anything that's over 90% of whatever storage we set, that'll get fetched. And so they will aim to keep this right here, where we've got storage for 500 and something, 540, they will aim to keep this at 504. So I think that's good. That means that we won't suffer from any excess furniture. Once it gets to that excess portion, then anything beyond that will get sold. I'm also going to come in here to access, and I am going to let our citizens have one more furniture as well. Let's also let them have another wood. So I think I'd like to try switching these over to harvesting leather for right now so that we can have some for our tailors. Right now we don't have any leather in store, and so we're also not going to be producing any clothes. So the hunter shops, I found this out, you can switch it between doing meat or leather. That's why it's got two options there in the production. And our fruit is maxed out, so we're going to increase the cap for fruit. Okay, and it looks like we filled up right at about 1.25k. So we'll go ahead and leave it at the 2k. I would like to build more pottery, but we still don't have that many people. I would like to build up some more odd jobbers just so that we can retain the amount of workers to build things. So another thing I did notice is that our stockade out on the north side of town, it's got a good amount of criminals in it. In fact, I'm not sure. Yeah, the capacity is 21. Okay, so we've got 9 out of 21 capacity in here. But if you come up here and see our law is actually quite low right now. We do not have a good amount of law and order in our society. So we need to find a way to punish these. And it seems like enslavement is what's chosen for all of them. Now with enslavement, we did need metal for this. We've got the furniture, we've got the stone. So let's go ahead and get some metal. And we can hop back down to our imports and exports. Let's go ahead and import some metal. And we will choose to import 50% of total capacity. And that'll be 50% of whatever we have in our warehouse. Right now we don't have anything allocated. If I hop over to our warehouse, then I can go ahead and create an allocation for metal. Let's just do 1 crate. And so this should get us 40 bars of metal. Now the price for metal is fairly pricey. In fact, we may even drop that and just go with 25%. So we will just get 20 bars of metal. So that'll probably be like 4,000. Never mind, let's go with 10. There we go. And we had metal dropped off. And they dropped off 30 bars of metal. Why did they drop off more than we needed? That's fine, that's fine. I think that they will take that and it'll fill up our warehouse, and now that our warehouse is at that capacity, which you can see here. I think that green bar is showing what capacity our warehouse is at, and so then you set this bar to keep full. And I think no more orders will be placed. Maybe there was like a minimum order size that could be placed. Okay, but now furniture and metal are being delivered. We're waiting for the last 2 furniture pieces. There we go, and it's being built. All right, now we can start making slaves. All right, and with that, we've got 9 slaves. There we go. Now we don't have to have any freeloaders. There we go. Now we don't have to have any freeloaders in our stockade. Everybody can be put to work. Pay the crime, you do the time. And I just noticed our fish also maxed out. I'm going to increase that to 1.2k of storage. Okay, and I feel like our furniture is falling behind here. If we come and look at them, it says that they can produce 1.1k, which I believe is over the course of a year. And if we go and look at our access, and this is saying that we're losing less than half of that, 449 in a year for furnishings. So I don't know, it may just be a rush on furniture. It may be that that'll balance out. We are producing some leather and so producing some clothes though, so that's good. And our pottery is also behind. We've hardly got any pottery, so that means it's all going to the markets basically as fast as it can be made. I'm going to build another couple potters. We'll do 4 more. And we're out of stone. It's okay, we will clear a big area of stone up here. They can come and harvest this. Okay, and looking at the law here, it looks like our arrest rate is really low. So there's crimes happening, but only 14% of them are resulting in arrests. So we're going to want to build some more guard posts. We can see right here from the map. We see right here from the map that we have guard posts in the 3 city blocks that we have, but there are plenty of areas that are uncovered. So we'll want to cover like the industry area that we've got, as well as like our farms. There's a lot of people coming through here. Let's go ahead and set one. Let's go ahead and set one right here by that speaker's corner. We'll deposit another in here right by the industry. So I'm sure that our law and order will come up now that we've put some more guard posts, but another way that I do know how to get it back up. And let that be a lesson to you. Okay, now we are having more population boom, so I think I would like to build another neighborhood because we're getting short on housing. But going off of where we've got the homeless up in here, I think we really could use another neighborhood. We could actually put it right here. I may just tear down this guard post and then rebuild a guard post within the neighborhood. Go ahead and do that. Let's trash that guard post, and then we will come and copy this area here. Let's do it under the planning option. And there we go. We have a planned out block. Let's go ahead and activate the streets and the decorations. We can also decorate this half of the housing, and we can get these basic services all activated. I'll leave off the temples for no reason. Okay, excellent. And we've got a population of 850 people. Our food days are still good. We're holding at 12 food days right now. I will go ahead and up this again, and we will get to 900 citizens. This will be great. So in the near future, I think one of the next jumping off points that we'd like to do is maybe from this one, we may actually just take another neighborhood block, and we may build a neighborhood up here with some like haulers or something to transport food up to this area, and we will have like a remote neighborhood where we can go ahead and get some mines going in the future. Let's check back in on our industry. We have got 238 pottery. Good, so the pottery has caught up. We're producing 712 pottery with consumption about 162 per year. So we could go ahead and max that out, and we could just have a pottery be satisfied for our citizenry. But I think that actually sounds like a good choice. Our wood right now is being consumed at 1,000 from all the carpenters and 729. So we've got like 1,800 being consumed, and it says we're producing 4K, so we should be able to keep up with this. Now, I think the wood might be in a low spot because we just built that neighborhood up to the north, and so they may have borrowed a lot of wood for that, but our woodcutter should be able to keep up here. So I'm going to increase wood by 2, and our carpenters say that they are oh, sorry, I misspoke. It says they're consuming 4.3 thousand wood. Let's take that back down. This would be 700. Yeah, so they would be consuming just over 5. Okay, and production is at 4. Okay, so not enough wood to sustain the carpentry and the furnishings that we're providing our citizens, which means that we should build another woodcutter. We could do that down here. Okay, so this should regrow and fill up with trees, and then there'll be plenty of wood to go around. In the meantime, we could actually just fell some of these trees like over on this island to make up for it. More than enough wood that we can chop down. It's more like something that's just to be able to put it out of mind by having the woodcutters. We're down to having only 7 housing, so let's go ahead and activate the building the rest of that neighborhood. Yeah, I would say we're in a good spot. We have really increased our industry. We have a lot more of our basic industry up where we are creating furniture and pottery, goods that are really needed for our people that are going to satisfy the citizens. We got our import and export depots so that we can bring in goods that are needed and we can go ahead and make cash off of the things that we've got in excess of. Our food is still in a great spot. It's gone down a little bit, but we've still got like 10, 11 days worth of food. There's good variety. We've got plenty of vegetables. There's a lot of fish and fruit. And the bread is a little bit low, but I think the bread being low is because this warehouse is just working its socks off trying to get all of the grain brought from this hauler, which I'm glad we built this so that we could get it all off of the fields. So this is showing the 800 plus grain. That's just what's in the warehouse. I don't think that it's counting what's on here because it keeps ticking up as they're bringing the grain over. So I think we've got another 2,500 grain here. So that's good. All this grain will come over. It'll keep feeding our bakeries and then we'll have plenty of bread. I mean, I don't know about plenty. We may need more bakeries to be able to keep up with what we're producing. I don't know. They can consume nearly 5,000 grain. So I think we're probably working through our grain well before the end of the year. Why is everybody so dirty? Do you not have wells that you can go and bathe in? That'll be a problem for another time. And we built our 4th neighborhood. We are free of homeless citizens, and we've got a small troop of slaves. Oh, look at that law and order. Put a bunch of people in slavery and hang one of them at the gallows, and then everything's nice and tidy. But the final thing that we have to do is crown a noble. Now, I do not currently have a chamber home set up. For that, we would need gemstones and fabric, I believe. So if we go ahead and crown a noble here, there won't be anywhere for him to live. But thankfully, I don't believe that there is any penalty to the noble not having somewhere to live, i.e., our first noble will be our only homeless citizen in the entire kingdom. But it's fine, it's fine. In our civilization, the citizenry comes before the nobles. Okay, everybody, and let's see who becomes the first noble of our human colony in Songs of Syx. Nick the Greek, you are the winner this week. And based on Nick's comment, I cannot think of anything more fitting than to make him a noble over our fruit production. Oh yeah, look at this dirty little boy here. Vonch Magnus, you are now Nick the Greek 9978. Get elevated, son. Nick the Greek 9978, a 45-year-old dreamy human noble serving your grace as a sparrowbar. He is in poor health, weighs an impressive 80 stones, and stands 5.1 tayth tall, a follower of Athari. More housing is urgently needed. Yeah, I'm sure you would like more housing, but that'll have to come later. And thanks once again, everybody, for watching. We'll see you on the next installment of Songs of Syx.